Coming to the 39th shloka of Soundarya Lahari, one shloka, one chakra below Anahata, ideally we were supposed to go to Manipuraka at the navel. Most of the people who are aware of the 7 chakras of the human body and how they are organized know an Agnya, Vishuddhi, Anahata, Manipuraka at the navel, and then Svadhishthana at the genital organ. But after Anahata, Adi Shankara went to Svadhishthana now, because the description here is of the goddess's 7 chakras, and he is going one element by one element, from the mind to space to wind, then fire. Where fire is and where water is among Manipuraka and Svadhisthana chakras is interchangeable. There is fire at both the places. There is procreative fire, there is digestive fire. That Agni is both at the belly and at the loins. And then Mooladhara corresponds to the earth. No doubts about that. No interchanging there. Akasha at the throat. Vayu at the heart. This is also not interchangeable. But the water element and the fire element at Manipuraka and Svadhisthana, depending on which sequence we are following, the fire element and the water element interchange between Manipuraka and Svadhisthana. There are 2 sequences called Srishti Krama and Laya Krama, Samhara Krama. So the process of bringing forth creation and the process of dissolution, taking back creation. So fire acting at Svadhisthana is Srishti. It's now creation is coming forth. But fire at Manipuraka, things are getting dissolved. They are being eaten up. They are dissolving back. So here, after wind at Anahata, he's coming to fire at Svadhisthana. We'll see how that fire element is also present. The color, the 6 petals and the 6 sounds, the bum, bham, mum, yam, ram, lam, corresponding to the 6 petals of Svadhisthana chakra, which are the 6 channels of energy that emanate forth from the Bija mantra, which is Vam. The usual understanding is the Vam Bija mantra at the Svadhisthana is for Varuna, for water. But then again, in Srishti Krama, that changes. So this is the image that depicts Svadhisthana chakra of the goddess. Keep this in mind. We'll come back to this image and you can meditate upon it after we understand the words of the shloka. But before we go to the words, the prayoga aspect of the shloka is a sadhana can be done, a tantra sadhana of this shloka for a period of 12 days facing east, doing a chant of 108 times every day, offering a naivedya of kshira, which is milk, paramanna, which is again a combination of it's rice cooked in milk, and there are other sweeteners added to it, and madhu, which is honey. The siddhi that corresponds to this shloka is dusvapna dosha nivaranam. Swapna clearly means a dream. But why do dreams occur? What dreams mean? Why do we have different kinds of dreams? What they signify? And there's a whole exploration of what kind of dreams one has. Dreams are one aspect of life that kind of act as a bridge between the past and the future. Whatever has happened in the past, that karmic imprints manifest as a dream. Whatever is destined to happen, that one is heading towards, come as happen in dreams. But to pacify those dreams, to have restful dreams, to have pleasant states of experience, both from past impressions and future possibilities, is dusvapna dosha nivaranam. Maybe we'll go deeper into the Swapna Shastra itself and exploration of dreams eventually later on. But for this shloka, the siddhi that pertains to this shloka, which is simple enough, it's a simple, happy state one can get to, is 108 times chant for 12 days facing east, offering this naivedya and then consuming it, of course, before going to sleep. Dusvapna dosha nivaranam happens. This is the yantra that corresponds to the prayoga of this shloka. I'll now chant the shloka. Please follow it along with me. Do not chant it yet. We'll do it word by word, understand the meanings, and then we can chant it again. Tava svadhisthane hutavahamadhisthaya niratam tamide samvartam janani mahatim tam cha samayam yada loke lokan dahati mahati krodha kalite dayardra ya drushti shishiram rachayati. Please repeat the words after me. Tava svadhisthane. So it's not Svadhisthana chakra, it is Svadhisthana, Adhisthana. Both dha and tha are Mahaprana sounds. Svadhisthane hutavaham adhisthaya. Hutavaham adhisthaya becomes hutavaham adhisthaya niratam tamide. This is split as tam ide. Tamide samvartam janani mahatim tam cha samayam yadaloke lokan dahati mahati krodha kalite dayardra ya drushti. Make sure that you utter this as drushti, not drishti, not drushti. Dr. The r is a vowel, an individual distinct vowel separate from u or e. It is r. Drushti. Shishiram upacharam. Shishiram upacharam becomes Shishiram upacharam rachayati. We'll do it line by line. Tava svadhisthane hutavaha madhisthaya niratam. Get a deep breath because 2 times Mahapranas. Tamide samvartam janani mahatim tamcha samayam yada loke lokan dahati mahati krodha kalite dayardra ya drushti shishiram upacharam rachayati. Let us now understand the words of the shloka by reorganizing them like this. Once again, as you see, like the 38th shloka, there are 3 key ideas being conveyed in this shloka. We'll understand them section by section. It's simple enough. You see there are no 3-4 sub-layers. All the key ideas are being described by a few, 2 or 3 words in the shloka. The first one is Janani Tam Samvartam Ide. Janani with a short e at the end of the word means Adi Shankara is addressing the goddess directly. O Mother. Hey Janani, O Mother. Tam, that. Samvartam. Samvarta, we'll look at what Samvarta is. That form of Shiva who is now being addressed as Samvarta. We saw this word before in Soundarya Lahari. Maha Samvartagni. I don't know if the shloka came already or if it's ahead, but Samvarta is one kind of fire. There are different names for different kinds of fires. Samvarta. The word Samvarta comes from vritti, vartate, or that vritta. All of you know vritta. Most of the people who speak in Indic languages, vritta is a circle. Vritti means work, or a job is vritti, whereas vritta means a circle. So activity is vritti, tendency is pravritti. Samvarta is that kind of a fire that consolidates, that brings together, that it seems like, oh, it's all destruction, oh, things are, it's all destructive, negative, it has negative connotations, but it's just consolidation that is happening. All the myriad manifestations that happened physically, Samvarta is that fire that brings that all back, enmeshes all of it, consolidates. That fire of dissolution, that form of Shiva, Ide, I bow down to. There is again Bhaje, Ide, Namami, all of these roughly are translated as just worship, worship, worship. Ide is I bow down to, I praise, I worship. O Mother, that form of fire of dissolution by the name Samvarta, I worship. How is that Samvarta Agni? Hutavaham adishthaya niratam. That fire of named Samvarta is established on constantly. Niratam is constantly raging, constantly burning fire. Established on top of Hutavaha. Hutavaha is another name for a fire where Vahana or Vahana, Pravaha, Vahana, all of that means movement, to carry, to take across. Huta is that which has been offered into a yajna. So anything that is put in, that is offered, that which carries it, that which moves it across, moves that energy, a channel of energy is Hutavaha. Fire has that attribute too, where if you pour some fuel, it carries that energy across it. It is a transmission mechanism for that which has been offered. So that kind of a fire is what this Samvarta is established on constantly. So, O Goddess, I worship Ide Tam Samvartam, that form of Samvarta Agni, which is Niratam, always Adhishthaya, it's always established on Hutavaha, that fire that transports. And also Cha, that you see at the end of this, and Tam, that. So Tam is for that masculine entity, Tam is for that feminine entity. Ide, I worship. Tam, Samvartam, that form of Shiva is Samvarta, that masculine energy at Svadhishthana, the fire of dissolution. And Tam, that feminine aspect called, the great feminine aspect called Mahatim, is that great, grand. Samayam is the feminine name for time itself. Samaya. The word Samaya is again used for time, but once again, Samaya is time because it's that which recurs, that happens again and again, that energy of recurrence. So he's the one who consolidates, she's the one who puts it back in motion. So Samaya is that which recurs again and again. So at the Svadhishthana chakra, at the fire that carries forth, that is a channel for transmission, I worship both the Lord who is manifest as the fire of dissolution, Samvarta, and the goddess, the feminine energy, who is manifest as the recurring time called Samaya. Tava, your Svadhisthani, at your Svadhisthana chakra. This section is clear. Yat aloke dahati, which with one glance, what that Samvarta, that fire of dissolution, Aloka is that glance, that glimpse, that sight. Lochana, it comes from Aloka and look, L-O-O-K, look, share same sounds. So Alochana, Aloke, with that look, it dahati, it burns up. What does it burn up? Lokan, all the worlds. I'm just laughing because Loka is also a name for a word. Aloka is for a glance. It's deeply, deeply metaphorical. As you keep pondering over it, as the words reveal themselves, there's so much insight that just dawns upon you. Anyway, here we'll just look at Loka as a world. Yat aloke lokan dahati, which with one glance burns up, that Samvarta with one glance burns up all the worlds. When Mahati Krodha Kalite, when it is enraged, Krodha is rage, when it is filled with great rage of just dissolution, it burns up all the worlds. And Ya Drishtihi Rachayati, and which glimpse, that Drishti, again, Drishti is from Drik, to see, that glimpse, Rachayati, it also creates. Shishiram Upacharam. Shishira is cold, pleasant, happy, and not exactly nourishing, but soothing. So Shishiram Upacharam. Upachara is that kind of service and that kind of gentle caressing. The soothing pleasures of the pleasantries of gentle caressing, the same fire provides when Dayardra. Ardrata is from when it is wet, literally, but when it is filled, when it is overflowing with Daya or compassion, it soothes and offers pleasantness, that same fire, Samvarta. But when it is filled with rage, it burns up all the worlds. That kind of fire called Samvarta. Samvarta, again, which means that which consolidates and puts again everything again and in motion again and again, along with the goddess Samaya. I worship these forms of fire at your Svadhisthana chakra. Tava Svadhisthane hutavaha madhisthaya niratam tam ide samvartam janani mahatim tam cha samayam yat aloke dahati yadaloke lokan dahati mahati krodha kalite dayardraya drishtihi shishiram upacharam rachayati. This is clear, all the words. The metaphorical meanings, it might not be experientially true, it might not make a lot of visual sense, or you might not even relate with it much, but poetically, at least by the words, etymologically, just approaching the words, I hope these meanings have somewhere settled in your mind. As you ponder over these more and more, as these words reveal their layers of interpretations to you, and helped with your own sadhana, of course, it becomes much more relishable, much more experiential. We'll try to relish this shloka at least experientially once again, with these meanings of the words in our minds. Let's all chant this together. You can chant this along with me while keeping the meanings in our minds. Tava Svadhisthane hutavahamadhisthaya niratam tamide samvartam janani mahatim tam cha samayam yadaloke lokan dahati mahati krodha kalite dayardraya drishtihi shishiram upacharam rachayati.